Layla Pierce is a young and ambitious college graduate. She is determined to document the lives of her Generation X generation in her own way. It's graduation day, and she enthusiastically captures all around her the pompous speeches, the joyous faces of the graduates, the fluttering gowns and hoods. Her camera becomes an extension of herself, a tool with which she hopes to understand and express the world around her. After the official ceremony, a raucous party begins. Layla Ina keeps her camera in her hands and takes pictures of her close friends. First into the lens is Vicky Minor, her best friend. Vicky is the epitome of confidence and sexiness, dressed in a tight mini dress and radiating energy. However, her self-confidence masks her fear of AIDS, which is one of the major threats at the time. Vicky works as a makeup consultant in a department store, but her real job is constantly monitoring her health and that of her partners. She is obsessed with safe sex and gets tested regularly, which becomes a ritual of sorts. Layla Ina then turns her attention to Sammy Gray, another member of their close-knit company. Sammy has just performed a coming out in front of his family, and the event has left a mark of embarrassment and awkwardness on him. His family doesn't quite understand him, but he is optimistic and hopes for a tolerant attitude. Sammy tries to find his place in a world where his sexual orientation still causes prejudice. Finally, Troy Dyer, the last but not least member of the quartet, enters the picture. Troy is a charismatic and charming slacker who lives for the day. He is a talented musician, but prefers to play guitar on the street rather than find a stable job. Troy shirks any responsibility and lives off Vicky and Layla Ina, who harbor hidden feelings for him. There is tension between him and Layla Ina, balancing friendship and romantic attraction. They are both attracted to each other and repulsed, hesitant to admit their feelings. The party is in full swing. Friends are dancing, laughing, and sharing plans for the future. They are full of hope and ambition, but at the same time they are afraid of the unknown. Layla Ina, filming everything, tries to capture this moment of freedom and carefree, sensing that it will soon be over. After the party, the company ends up at a 24-hour gas station. They buy snacks, joking and goofing around. Layla Ina keeps filming, capturing their spontaneous dancing to music from the car stereo. This scene becomes a symbol of their generation of generations seeking themselves, rebelling against stereotypes and enjoying the moment. They are young, free, and full of energy, but adult life with its problems and disappointments lies ahead of them. The job search begins. Layla Ina sends countless resumes to various TV companies, hoping to find a job related to film production. She dreams of a career as a documentary filmmaker, but so far she has only received rejections. Her friends also face difficulties. Vicky endures a boring and routine job in a department store, where she is forced to pretend to be happy and satisfied while advising female customers on makeup. Sammy struggles to find his place in a society where his sexuality is often the object of judgment. Troy, as always, avoids responsibility and ekes out a living by playing guitar on the streets. Layla Ina and her friends live in an old, somewhat dilapidated house they rent together. They share expenses and spend a lot of time together, supporting each other through the hard times. The house becomes their sanctuary, a place where they can be themselves, unafraid of judgment, and share their dreams and fears. Layla Ina continues to make her documentary, hoping to capture the essence of their generation and convey their unique perspective on the world. One day when Layla's car breaks down in the middle of the street, a young and successful television producer named Michael Grates comes to her rescue. Michael is the complete opposite of Troy. He is ambitious, confident, and well-connected. He is fascinated by Layla Ina and her unusual style. He shows interest in her documentary and asks to see the footage. Michael leaves Layla Ina his business card and offers to contact him. Layla Ina is hesitant at first, but then decides to call Michael. He invites her to a meeting and reviews her material. Michael is impressed with her talent but feels that the movie lacks structure and commercial potential. He offers Layla Ina a deal to buy her footage and remake it into a more appealing format for a wider audience. He promises to turn it into a successful TV project that will open Layla's door to the world of big movies. Layla Ina finds herself faced with a difficult choice. She must decide whether it is more important for her to maintain her artistic integrity or to gain recognition and financial stability. Her friends advise her to accept Michael's offer, believing it is her chance for success. Vicky dreams of fame and fortune, Sammy sees it as an opportunity to make a name for herself, and Troy, as always, is indifferent to money but wants to see Leilani happy. And meanwhile Vicky is going through a rough patch. She discovers that she might have AIDS after having unprotected contact with one of her clients. She panics and undergoes many tests while waiting for the results. This time becomes an ordeal for her and her friends. Vicky, normally confident and independent, becomes vulnerable and in need of support. Troy, seeing Vicky's suffering and Leilani's frustration, tries to support them. He shows unexpected care and attention, revealing that his carefree attitude hides an empathetic heart. He confesses his feelings to Leilani, but she rejects him, fearful of ruining their friendship and not believing in his sincerity. Leilani believes that Troy is incapable of a serious relationship and doesn't want to commit her life to a man who doesn't have clear goals. In the end, Leilani decides to accept Michael's offer and sells him raw footage. She hopes that he can make something worthwhile out of it, although she fears that he will distort her vision and turn her sincere movie into a commercial product. Upon the release of the revised documentary, Leilani and her friends have mixed feelings. The movie becomes a hit, but Leilani is disappointed with the way Michael changed her work. He added dramatic music, simplified characters, cut important scenes, and emphasized sensational moments. She finds the movie superficial, fake, and does not reflect the true nature of their lives. Vicky learns that her AIDS tests came back negative. She is greatly relieved and rethinks her life. She realizes that she should appreciate every moment and not waste time on empty fears. Sammy finds a job and begins to build his relationship. He becomes more confident and accepts his identity. He realizes that he is not alone and that there are people in the world who accept him for who he is. Troy continues his aimless life, but begins to realize that he needs to make a change. He sees his friends growing and evolving while he stays where he is. He feels that he is losing Leilani and is afraid of being alone. Leilani feels lost and betrayed. She realizes that she sold her dream for money and recognition, and now she has to pay for her mistake. She fights with Michael, accusing him of denigrating her work and deceiving her expectations. Leilani realizes that she needs to stay true to herself and her beliefs. She decides to go back to her original plans and continue making the documentary, but this time on her own and without compromise. She wants to tell the story of her generation honestly and sincerely, without embellishment or manipulation. She buys a new camera and starts filming her friends again. She wants to capture their lives with all their joys and sorrows, successes and failures. She wants to show the world that Generation X are not just lazy and apathetic slackers, but people who are looking for their place in the world and fighting for their dreams. Troy sees Leilani's determination and realizes that he truly loves her. He decides to change his life and prove to her that he is worthy of her love. He gets a job, starts taking classes and helps Leilani with her project. He wants to show her that he can be a reliable and responsible partner. Leilani and Troy are reunited. They realize that their feelings are mutual and decide to be together. Leilani continues filming her documentary and Troy helps her and supports her in everything. They build their relationship on trust and understanding. Leilani films her friends dancing and laughing at a gas station, just like in the beginning. This scene symbolizes their unbreakable friendship, their hope for a bright future and their willingness to face all difficulties together. They are still searching for their place in the world, but now they are doing it together, supporting and inspiring each other. They have accepted their reality, with all its complexities and uncertainties, and are ready to face it with a smile. The movie leaves the viewer with a sense of hope and faith that even in the most difficult situation, you can find your way and stay true to yourself.